Have you ever met with a fellow consultant who said something like this? I spent hours building a relationship with the general manager at the company. We discussed a problem her company was having, and she told me that she thought I could help them. Based on how she spoke, I thought she was the economic buyer, the person that could hire me to help them solve the problem. Boy, was I surprised and disappointed when I found out she wasn't. I'm not sure what I could have done differently. Do you have any ideas? I wish I could say I've never heard a comment similar to this, but I have. I also know I've assumed somebody was the economic buyer, the person that would hire me to help them with the problem, only to find out I've identified the wrong person. And when this happens, I could kick myself for not relying on the power interest grid, particularly since the power interest grid is so easy to use. Hi, I'm Laura Burford. This consulting insight is about the power interest grid, a keep it simple analytical technique that will help you connect with the right people, communicate with them in the right manner, and help you discover their interest in an initiative. As I explain the power interest grid, I'll provide some relatable examples. If you're interested in more consulting insights such as this, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you click on the bell, you'll be notified when the next video is available. If, as you listen to this video, you have any questions or comments, notate them below. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you're looking for a quick way to assess your knowledge and skills, download the consulting assessment document. A link to the document is down below in the description area. And if you're looking to enhance your skills, master consulting, and would like to talk about what that means, schedule some time with me. A link to my calendar is also in the description area below. You defined your ideal client criteria and identify people who you believed are a fit for you. That's great. But part of determining if they are a fit is understanding the person's power and level of interest in what you have to offer. Understanding a person's power and interest helps you not only connect with the right people and build relationships with them, but it also helps when developing an approach to an engagement and when communicating with them in the right manner, the manner that works for them, based on their power and interest. Yes, understanding each person's power and interest helps not only with connecting with them, but it helps with communicating with them. And that is how I initially used and became familiar with the power interest grid. I used it to help me develop communication plans when managing consulting engagements. So what is the power interest grid? The power interest grid consists of 4 boxes with 4 possible combinations. Each person you connect and communicate with falls into one of the 4 boxes. Power refers to the amount of influence the person that you're trying to connect with has in the company or organization or with a particular initiative. Interest is subjective. It refers to a person's attention to and concern about an initiative's success or failure. A person can have power and can authorize the spending of money for an initiative, but it doesn't mean that they're interested in the initiative. No interest in a consulting engagement may result in no consulting engagement at all, or an engagement that's smaller than you would have hoped. For example, a C-level person or a business owner has power. They have the ability to authorize an initiative and spend money. But if the initiative for which they need assistance is a maintenance type project for which they have little interest, they might not quickly authorize the spending of money. Or they might take the approach of I only want to do the bare minimum. I know it needs to get done, but I only want to do the bare minimum to keep us moving forward. Something else that could occur within the same scenario. The C-level person or business owner might assign a day-to-day person to interact. This person could be a direct report. This person has influence and a high interest in the success of the initiative, but they have limited power. What I mean by limited power is they have no financial decision-making authority. Their job is to do the legwork, talk to different people, find somebody that could be able to help them, find a consultant who might be able to help them. And then the direct report, this person must engage with and attain approval from the C-level person or the business owner for the initiative to go forward, for the hiring of the consultant. What this means for the consultant is you need to work with both people. You need to build a relationship with that direct report because that person is going to influence the decision-making and they're going to be doing some screening. But you also want to build a relationship with a C-level person. You want to get to know them. They need to get to know you as well. Let's look at another scenario. The C-level person or the business owner is interested in introducing a new product line. They have the ability to authorize the spending of money for help to get that product out the door. But they also have a high level of interest in ensuring the product line's success. They take the responsibility of deciding who to hire. They have both the power and the interest to hire the consultant. There are variations to the scenarios I provided, but I believe you get the idea. You need to understand each person's power and interest in what you have to offer. Let me briefly explain each of the 4 boxes. People in the upper right corner with high power and high interest are often called key stakeholders. These are the people with significant influence and the most to gain or lose from the success or failure of a consulting engagement. As you build relationships, you focus on people who are key stakeholders. These are normally the C-level people, the business owners, maybe the general managers, but they're key people. These are the people who can authorize the spending of money and are interested in what you have to offer. During a discovery meeting, you listen closely to key stakeholders, people with high power and high interest. You brainstorm and you discuss engagement or initiative strategies with them before agreeing on an approach that works for them as well as works for you. This group of stakeholders is involved in the decision-making process. These are the people who can make or break an engagement, and they are important to the overall success of the engagement as well as your success. As you work with key stakeholders, you ask them what is the best way to communicate with them, and you do so on a regular basis. You want to constantly remain in touch and in contact with them. The next box, high power and low interest. People with high power and low interest tend to be passive, listening but not getting involved with determining an approach. They let their direct reports handle that, whoever they've assigned to figure out who the right person is, until an event occurs that changes their interest level, making them a key stakeholder. Or another way to look at it, all of a sudden they now move to high power, high interest. During a discovery meeting, you listen to what people in this group say, either verbally or by their actions. Sometimes you can learn more by watching their actions. Once an engagement or once a consulting initiative starts, you want to consult with these people. You want to strive to keep them satisfied, meet their needs, and keep them informed based on how they want to be communicated to. Normally, it's not the same level of communication that you provide to people with high power and high interest. The next box, low power, high interest. People with low power and high interest are supporters. They're ambassadors. People in this group, in this box, can influence a key stakeholder. Don't ignore influencers. Build relationships with them. They become allies. This is that direct report that was assigned the job of finding a consultant to help them with a project, to help them solve a problem. This is that direct report who influences who gets hired. I've seen more than one consulting engagement fail because a person who is an influencer was ignored by a consultant. During a discovery meeting, listen to what people in this group have to say, either verbally or by their actions. Many times you can learn a lot by watching how an influencer moves around in a chair or leans in to listen to what the key stakeholder has to say. Also, watch to see if a key stakeholder refers to or relies on a person to help them answer a question. Once an engagement starts and you start working with an organization and you start working with a key stakeholder and working with this influencer, keep them informed, keep them involved. Consult with them on topics and issues that involve their particular area of interest. Although they have low power, never underestimate their influencing power. The last box. People that fall in the bottom left with low levels of power and low levels of interest in what you have to offer are not people you want to spend a lot of time with. Don't ignore them. If you connect with them, be polite, but limit the amount of time you spend with them. As you build relationships, hold meetings to discuss potential opportunities and deliver your services. Evaluate each person you're connecting with. Where do they fall on the power interest grid? Are you connecting and communicating with the right people? Are you communicating in the right manner? What power do they have with regard to the initiative? How about their interest? Has their power and interest changed as the initiative has moved forward? Building relationships and getting clients is hard work. Use the power grid to help you. It is an easy to use technique that can eliminate hours of wasted time, and it can help reduce frustration and disappointment. It requires you to ask a question every time you meet with somebody with whom you're building a relationship. What is their power and level of interest in what you have to offer? If you're interested in additional consulting insights such as this, subscribe to the channel and click the bell to be notified when the next video is available. If you like the video, a thumbs up would be appreciated. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or ideas for future videos, drop them down below in the comment section. Signing off for now. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you on a future video.